Broadcast is an alternative video game programme. Viewers should prepare themselves for games-related jokes, nonsense and general hijinks.
From the alternative world of video games today, I attend the biggest geek convention in the world. True Crime Streets of LA attempts to prove it's better than Grand Theft Auto, the creation of one of the greatest games ever, and oh lordy, it's the final of the Football Challenge. This is 102 101 FM. Now for your listening pleasure from way back in 1978, as part of our special Drum and Bass Week, this is Father Abraham and the Smurfs. Hey viewers. I love being a DJ. The difference between that and telly is that when you're on the radio, it doesn't matter what you wear because nobody can see you. Today, for example, I'm wearing stilettos. Please keep your letters coming. They're always a pleasure. This is from Paul Cox up there in Inverness. Dear When Games Attack, why is it that girls don't play video games? Well, that's an interesting question, Paul, and one I've spent a number of years investigating. There's many significant social and physiological factors that come to bear in a subject like this, but the most important of which is the fact they're too busy buying shoes. Anyway, why is it that after actors have proven their chronic lack of ability on stage, TV and screen, they still feel compelled to show us their craft in the world of video games? In fact, over the years there's been some truly diabolical attempts at voice acting. Here's our top 5. At number 5, if Japanese demons from the 16th century did travel back in time to slay the population of Paris, you would want someone really big and fat and tough and hard to come along and save you. What you get in Onimusha 3 is skinny, bald French thesp Jean Reno. Now, yes, he did kill a few people in Lyon, and yes, he did look pretty hard while he's doing it, but let's face it, most of the hard stuff was done by that little girl. At 4, Dennis Lawson in Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2. Scottish actor Dennis Lawson, aka Ewan McGregor's uncle, played Luke's rebel mate Wedge Antilles in the first Star Wars film, a role that involved around, 6 whole seconds of screen time. But guess what? Dennis is back as Wedge Antilles in Rogue Squadron 2, a triumph the box art loudly proclaims.
Good shot, Luke!
What a great line!
Go after the fighters. I'm hit. I can't stay with you.
Don't worry, Dennis. You can laugh all the way to the bank. Coming up later, we'll reveal what's numbers 3 and 2 in the top 5 worst celebrity cash-ins. And with the time coming up to midday, here's the world's first rapper, Joe Dolce, and Shut Up Your Face. Let me tell you a secret, viewers. Every single DJ in Britain would rather be on the telly. The problem is most of them are physically hideous and they smell. Some more secrets revealed then in today's Behind the Game. It might be 20 years old, but those of us that played it will always remember the experience, and there are many today who still claim it's never been bettered.
The idea behind Elite was very much that, from my perspective at least, I wanted to do the game that I wanted to play. I was fascinated by 3D at the time, so I'd put together a number of spaceships and 3D starfields and things like that.
Brabin teamed up with fellow fashion icon Ian Bell.
I actually had flying around in 3D working quite early on, but it's a very unfulfilling experience, if you like, and it's one of the things with working with Ian which I think was very helpful, is we realised that to make it a great game, that would become boring.
Doesn't really make sense, that.
We wanted the feeling of progression in the game, so that by doing very well, fighting the other craft, somehow you would benefit. In terms of the biggest thing that enabled development of Elite, it was probably the rise of Acorn computers. The Acorn Atom was, I think, the first of what I would call the great computers where you could program very, very easily. what I wanted was, giant galaxies where you would explore and go somewhere new that you'd never been before, and also wanted a lot of different trade goods and strange things that could happen en route. Now, that's the upside, if you like. The downside is we only had approximately 22K of memory to fit it into. The producer, a guy called Gary Penn, once described a game he was working on called Grand Theft Auto to me. He said, well, it's Elite in a city. And I think that is more of an understanding of why Elite was good, because of the freedom. We are working on another game in the Elite family, if you like, which will come out in the future. And it's something that's very close to my heart.
We scoured the Premiership and the Championship in search of the best Pro Evolution players to stage the world's first virtual football competition. 8 pros have to compete through group rounds and knockout stages until one of them has earned the right to be crowned the When Games Attack Football Champion.
No table today because it's the final and it would be pointless. Instead, 2 lovely big pictures of our finalists, Alexis Nicholas and Scott Fitzgerald. Which is your favourite, ladies?
You can't see it, but I'm wearing my grand final pants today. Oh yes indeed, our football challenge has been going on for 3 centuries now. Finally we're about to have a winner. On my right I have Alexis Nicholas from Brighton and Hove Albion. On my left, Scott Fitzgerald from Watford. Now Alexis, let's start with you. What? Throughout all the tournament, giving it this, haven't you? You've been super confident from the start. How are you feeling psychologically going into the final?
Bit nervous. Scott's good players, beaten me before, so got to try and win this one.
Scott Fitzgerald, we spoke about your amazing story before. Brought up the youngest of 17 orphans, selling hard drives for computers until a matter of weeks ago, plucked from obscurity to the dizzy heights of Watford, and now the final of When Games Attack Football Challenge. What an amazing life.
Yeah, I know, it's been pretty, had its ups and downs, and here now in the final.
Did you ever think, when you were sitting there selling a computer hard drive, I don't know how you do it, if it was in a stall or 3 for £1 or whatever, did you ever think, do you know what, one day I'm going to be in the final of a major television video games tournament?
Yes, it's been one of the big ambitions of mine, definitely,
Well, to see whether Scott's going to realise that ambition or if the mouthy one's going to come in there, join us after the break.
Before we go, there's time to find out who's in the numbers 3 and 2 spots of our top 5 worst celebrity tie-ins. At 3, it's Bruce Willis in Apocalypse.
Welcome to paradise.
If you charted a line graph plotting Bruce's life disasters, this effort would be slightly below Hudson Hawk. Back in the 90s, Willis thought it would be a good idea to bring his fledgling hardman image into games. After much delay and no small hype, Apocalypse was judged to be pish. At number 2, it's Mark Hamill in Wing Commander 4, The Price of Freedom. When innocent spacefaring civilians are being massacred by phantom fighters, who are you going to call? Vin Diesel? The Rock? No! Enter Star Wars dropout Mark Hamill, proving he's a man of great talent. He can be sarcastic.
Well, carriers don't fly themselves.
He can be very witty.
I mean, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you.
He can even be Jack Nicholson.
I've never seen you lose a hand when it counted, Vagabond. Speaking of which, I think I owe you a drink.
He can be tough.
You're lucky I don't kill you right now.
Let him go.
And just check out his 10-mile stare. It's all in the eyes, Mark. It's all in the eyes. Join us in part 2 for the worst celebrity tie-in ever. Coming up in the alternative video game show, just how many celebrities can I annoy in one day? Can True Crime Streets of LA really topple Grand Theft Auto? And what is the worst celebrity tie-in? But first, let's join Stevie Morgan in the commentary box for the final of our football challenge.
Thanks, Dominic. It's Alexis Nicholas's France versus Scott Fitzgerald's Italy in the final of our football challenge. What an occasion it is. What a journey it's been. And my word, already Italy looking to get off the mark. but they're unable to do so. Let's just remind you, these teams were randomly assigned, and it's down to our pros' joypad punching ability that has got them this far. But already France looking to sneak one past the Italians. But they're denied as well, and now it's Vieri! Oh! He will be distraught with that. I wonder if the nerves of the big occasion are getting to him. The first half ends. Italy 0, France 0, and it's Italy who get things underway in the second half. You need big names for the big games, and I wonder if Italy can get something here, but Bartes! That has got to be one of the saves of the tournament. Just look at that cat-like reflex. France with the corner. Italy under a great amount of pressure. Alexis Nicholas not giving a lot away there in his facial expression, but he'll be delighted with that. That is 1-0 to France. A consoling hand on Scott Fitzgerald's arm there says, don't worry, son, that is how it's done. Let's have another look. Just whipped into the box there, a header, and that's 1-0. And that is the final whistle. What a time to go ahead. Alexis Nicholas shakes his opponent's hand. It's 1-0 to France. They are the champions.
That was like one huge, big, massive tension balloon that was only ever going to take one little prick to burst it there. Alexis, talk me through that final closing minute.
It's intense. I knew as soon as the ball went into my half, the referee was going to blow for the end of the game. And luckily I managed to get the cross in and get the goal.
Well, and I have to say, Scott Fitzgerald, not named after the F. Scott Fitzgerald, although that was a novel way of defending at the end.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Two Italian defenders on Trezeguet there, they couldn't stop him.
I know, bad marking, good movement from Trezeguet in the box, and getting to see him coming over their shoulder there and conceded the goal.
Hey, where's the tiger? Where's the tiger? Come on, who's the daddy?
I'm the daddy.
Hey, he's the daddy! And that means you are the winner. Now, prepare yourself for this. You are the winner of the When Games Attack Football Challenge Trophy! Oh yeah. Hey! Look at that monster! And that comes with a special When Games Attack Football Challenge magnifying glass, so you can see the thing. Hey, good tip for the future. Never have one visual gag when you can have two in the same time, I find. So congratulations to Alexis, commiserations to Scott, and thanks very much to all the footballers who have taken part in what I think has been quite literally a challenge. I think that's what they call a romp.
Oh, get him off the ball, you can't let him do that.
One says black, the other says white, one says left, the other says right. They never can agree, being Xbox, PlayStation, people DC. Trying to hook their fuse to their ass, Queenie and
Today we're focusing on naughty men driving cars. Cutley has opted for True Crime Streets of LA. And Queenie has gone for Grand Theft Auto 3. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Round one. Graphics.
Grand Theft Auto 3's graphics are hard to fault. All of the cars look and move realistically, the characters and cityscape are well detailed, and the fast firefights look as though they've been lifted from a Hollywood movie. In True Crime Streets of LA, the developers have painstakingly recreated 400 square miles of the City of Angels, allowing gamers the freedom to roam around a realistic and detailed urban landscape. But which game pleases your eyes the most? .64% of the 100 gamers we surveyed said True Crime Streets of LA had better graphics than Grand Theft Auto. Round one to True Crime, 2 rounds to go.
So, Cutley, you're very full of yourself. You've won the first round graphics. But I suspect it's all downhill from here. Round two. Story.
The plot for GTA 3 is classic gangster fare. Set in the grimy underworld of Liberty City, you play a small-time crook that takes the fall for a heist gone wrong. After escaping from the police, you carry out often violent tasks for the local mafia. Likewise, the story for True Crime Streets of LA is straight out of the movies. You play rogue cop Nick Kang, who decides to take the law into his own hands and clean up the mean streets of LA. But which game do you think has the better setup? 58% of you said Grand Theft Auto 3 had the more gripping story. GTA equalises with round 2, one more round to go.
Oh, poor Cuddly. And there was me thinking True Crime Streets of LA's plot about a loose cannon cop on the edge was teeming with originality. Never mind, one round to go, and I think you're stuffed here because it's gameplay.
The knowledge that at any time you can steal a car, charge around being pursued by cops, and then finish off with a furious gun battle is part of GTA's appeal. GTA 3 allows the gamer to follow the mafia missions or roam around Liberty City as you see fit. In True Crime Streets of LA, the game's developers have intertwined driving action with more detailed fighting, shooting, and crime solving. And despite being a cop, you still manage to cause as much carnage as any professional criminal. But which game offers the most satisfying experience? %61% of those surveyed said Grand Theft Auto offered better gameplay. Grand Theft Auto takes the final round and becomes today's winner with 2 rounds to 1.
Well, there was no doubt in my mind that Grand Theft Auto 3 was going to trash True Crime Streets of LA, but Cuddly plumped for that game, so Cuddly must face the forfeit. Nice little medieval one this time. Down you go, Cuddly, there you go. Don't worry, you won't feel a thing. So, Queenie, off with her head.
Time now to reveal the #1 worst celebrity tie-in, but here's the saddles so far. At number 5, Jean Reno's random contribution to Onimusha 3. Number 4, Dennis Lawson in Rogue Squadron 2, Return of the Featured Extra. In 3, action star washout Bruce Willis in Apocalypse. At number 2, crying deep inside, Mark Hamill in Wing Commander 4, The Price of Freedom. But the worst celebrity tie-in ever is... What you talking about? Gary Coleman in Postal 2. Being an all-round American tragedy, Gary probably peed himself with joy when developers running with scissors asked him to get involved in ultra-violent FPS Postal 2. But he's not there to be held high, he's there to be kicked into the ground. It seems there really are no limits to what a has-been celebrity will endure to get their face back in front of the public. And believe me, I know. Poor Gary, those strokes turned out to be more different than he could ever have imagined.
Nope, 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 nope. Paper lace. In 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed across the sea and discovered America. In 2004, I flew across the sea and discovered a country full of people whose desire to plug their new products almost swamped their ability to detect my cynicism about them.
Get with it.
People think video games are huge, but they're just one small part of a massive geek culture that encompasses comics and sci-fi and cult TV and basically rules popular culture. So, what better place to find out what direction we're heading than the biggest conglomeration of geeks in the world, the San Diego Comic Con here in California.
What I'm going to do is I've got my little geeker counter. If you don't mind, I'm just going to be running this up and down. People trying to see who is the biggest geek here. Let's run that up and down you. And that's respectable.
Who the hell is that?
Hey buddy, what's your name?
Wolverine, bub.
What's your real name?
Jonathan Passo.
Okay, cool.
The claws are the actual prop claws used in the first X-Men film by Hugh Jackman.
No way!
Mm-hmm.
Seriously?
One of 8 sets used in the
that's
film.
quite impressive. Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Thought so. Okay, so the thing about Comic Con is, get away from me, freak. Okay, so this is what Comic Con is all about. A room full of slightly overweight geeks asking questions to people desperate to plug the products. And for a minute they are talking to Dominic Monaghan, who of course was one of the little guys in Lord of the Rings.
How do you find the fans here? Are they a bit crazy?
Yeah, I've been to Comic-Con the past 4 years now for Lord of the Rings. They're kind of crazy, but it's all positive. They're all really nice. I mean, there's a geek element, but it seems to be more a kind of attention to detail thing.
Yeah.
You know, they get kind of encyclopedic about things.
How geeky are you? Is there any...
I have geek elements. I have
Any specific part of you that's more geek than the other?
I dressed up as Boba Fett once for a fancy dress party. Yeah.
Billy, Dominic Diamond.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you, Billy? All right, mate? All right, I saw Dominic earlier on.
Yeah, he's
just
over
now.
there.
Yeah, he's over there, yeah.
How's things?
Yeah, well, it's good. I'm getting moved on by these guys, but maybe catch you later. I'll go and speak to Pokemon. All right, have a good day then. So here is the meat and gristle of the Comic Con, which is the rare comics. What you got to remember is that most of the whole video game culture is generated from these comics years and years ago. But what you tend to forget is just how much they are worth. This is the most expensive comic on this stall here. You haven't even brought the really expensive ones, right? But tell me, sir, how much is this alone worth? This America's Greatest Comics.
This one is $22,000.
$22,000. That is fantastic. Oh my God! Look, there's Boba Fett. Well, I've been here for 17 days and I've finally found an attractive woman. And that's pretty hard to do, I have to say, at a Comic-Con. Would you class yourself as a female geek? And I mean that in the nicest sense of the word?
Oh, of course. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Complete geek.
From Wonder Woman to the girl of my dreams. I'm the biggest Buffy fan in the world. I'm peeing my pants to even see her.
Number one reason why I've never been here is, you know what? There just is not enough merchandise with my damn face on it.
I love her. Love her.
I love all of you.
Me and Buffy in the same frame. Who says I'm not a sad
Ben
geek?
Evans' Tick comic.
Now we're moving on to Jude Law, and obviously Big Cheese, the security is going to be up a couple of clicks. So we're going to try and get him a little bit of clever subtlety here. There's the special pass.
That's not the right one.
Yes, it is. It says VIP.
You wrote that. Well, whatever.
No way! Oh. All right, well, it kicked off a little bit there. Mr. Jude Law, not very happy. Let's just say he's not quite as big a Dominic Diamond fan as Billy Boyd and Dominic Monaghan. I hope you've had a flavour of the San Diego Comic Con. Personally speaking, I never want to see another geek as long as I live. So, this is Dominic Diamond saying it's not the music I play, it's the music in you. Well, that's another When Games Attack done and dusted. I've got to scoot now. I've got the Osmonds coming in for a live acoustic session. That can always get a little bit crazy. Until next time, bye-bye.